What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video. So I want to check out 20 minutes of Michael Cole and Taz being amazing on commentary. Now, this, in my opinion, is a underrated commentary duo. I know a lot of us talk about JR and Jerry the King Lawler. They are they were a iconic tag team when it came to the commentary. You know how JR would, try to keep it straight, and Jerry would just say some of the wildest stuff, and he'd be lusting over the ladies and siding with the heels, while JR was trying to keep it straight, tell the story that he was trying to tell within the ring. And I feel like Taz and Michael Cole, they were great on SmackDown, and I do feel like they deserve a lot of love as well, because they were great for the time period that they were working together, man. So we're gonna check this out, go back down memory lane, show some love to Taz and Michael Cole on commentary, because they were, for a while, the voice of SmackDown, and they were doing a pretty damn good job.
So, is this on?
Michael Cole and Taz are synonymous with the glory days of SmackDown.
A 500-pound
Yep.
Their commentary was crucial in painting the picture for iconic storylines.
He's in trouble.
Oh my God.
Payback is hell.
And incredible matches we remember fondly.
I've been in some matches in my day, some battles, and I've witnessed a lot of them. I don't remember one this good.
Cole and Taz provided a sports-like presentation.
Watch your ankle! Unbelievable!
They had
I ain't gonna lie to you. SmackDown was cooking. In this era, SmackDown, some people would consider SmackDown as the A show. A lot of people were considering SmackDown as the better show than Raw. If you didn't have cable, and I was one of those individuals, you was good with SmackDown, I promise you. It wasn't like you was missing out on some good television. Because, yeah, there was some great stuff on Monday Night Raw, but if you didn't have cable, you watch you some SmackDown on free television, I promise you, you were still going to enjoy yourself. So
immense passion, energy, and chemistry that provided the lyrics to countless classics.
Oh, boy.
Some of which we'll highlight today.
Yep, I remember this.
Rey Mysterio has his son back.
By showcasing 10 matches, Michael Cole and Taz helped make iconic with their commentary.
Yep, right here. Iconic. Look at that, man.
Eddie Guerrero's redemption story at No Way Out 2004 was one of the most emotional, heartwarming moments in wrestling. After years of addiction, pain, and struggle, a clean and sober Eddie finally got his chance at the WWE Championship when he faced Brock Lesnar.
I am an addict. About 3 years ago, Holmes, they carried me straight into rehab. Through all that time, bro, through all those 3 years, not only did I wind up losing my job, I lost my wife, I lost my kids, and I lost myself. I disgraced my race, I disgraced my family, and I disgraced myself day by day.
We miss you, Eddie.
Earned my life back.
The build-up on TV was cinema that carried over to the pay-per-view, as the massive underdog story was beautifully told by Cole and Taz.
Eddie Guerrero, tonight is a chance to prove there is indeed a way out.
Despite everything Guerrero had overcome, it felt like he needed a miracle to defeat the dominant Lesnar. But with everyone behind him and fueled by the hype from the crowd,
so good,
it was
bro.
Eddie's night. When
So
Goldberg
good.
interfered to spear his rival Brock, we all thought Latino Heat had won it.
What the hell? He's gonna steal it. Oh my God! And he's gonna
Crazy
With the
kick
ref
out.
down, Guerrero resorted to his trademark lying, cheating, and stealing by DDTing Brock on the title belt.
And it's one of those things where no one cared, because it was Eddie. We loved him. If he got to cheat, who gives a damn? It's Eddie, man. That's what made this so great.
Here it comes, Cole. Counter out of the door.
From there, Eddie climbed to the top, performing his signature frog splash. Taz's iconic call of Eddie cheated could be heard while the crowd urgently cheered Guerrero on.
Eddie cheated. Frog splash. 2. Yeah.
Against all odds, Eddie was the new
Awesome,
WWE
man.
champion. It was like the conclusion to a magical fairy tale, a true storybook kind of ending. The legendary final call from Cole still gives us goosebumps to this day.
It's a different kind of high tonight for Eddie Eddie Guerrero.
Love
Put
it.
Eddie's battle into perspective and summed up an incredibly special night.
Eddie Guerrero will no longer be called Addict. Tonight, Eddie Guerrero will simply be known as WWE Champion.
Love
Lesnar
it,
challenging
man.
The Rock for the Undisputed title at SummerSlam 2002 was a coming out.
Oh boy. Good thing Dub is not watching this video, cause boy, oh boy, oh man.
A party of sorts for Cole and Taz. That's because it was the first major pay-per-view main event they would call together. Originally, Raw's JR and King were penciled in to commentate for Rock vs. Brock, despite it being a SmackDown match. But the Blue Brand's head writer at the time, Paul Heyman, fought for Cole and Taz to be on the call.
This is a hill for me to die on. Michael Cole and Taz should broadcast The Rock versus Brock because, number one, they're the SmackDown team. Number two, I don't know how much JR and Jerry Lawler will know of the intricate storylines that we're telling on SmackDown about The Rock versus Brock.
This was after Vince McMahon's executive producer goon, Kevin Dunn, had referred to Cole and Taz as the B team, which naturally lit a
Wait,
fire under
what'd he
the goon
say?
Kevin.
Rock versus Brock.
This was after Vince McMahon's executive producer goon, Kevin Dunn,
Executive producer goon. I like that. I like that a lot, man. But I'm glad that Paul Heyman did fight for them to call this match, because they should. You know, like calling them the B team. In my opinion, I don't think they were the B team. I think they were on level playing field, especially with the type of matches that they were producing on SmackDown and on the commentary they were saying. Like, to sell these matches, I think there was some level playing field, in my opinion, because I enjoyed their commentary. I did. It worked. It worked. It fit the feel of SmackDown. And, you know, I think they definitely deserved that moment that they had to call that iconic match.
had referred to Cole and Taz as the B team, which naturally lit a fire under the two, as well as Heyman, who defended the duo while firing back at Vince and his minion Dunn.
Your Raw team is much like your Raw show. It's the B team on the B show, and it could be the personal favorite here as the flagship, but we're whipping Raw's ass in terms of viewership, and unless you want a B team calling your title match, Michael Cole and Taz should close the show. And the heat on me for that was so huge.
It's our pleasure now to send you down to ringside to the SmackDown announcers, who will call the SmackDown main event.
At SummerSlam, The Rock and Brock worked a masterclass in the ring.
Rush on the ball, rush in the ring, and here we go! The Rock and Brock colliding!
Meanwhile, Cole and Taz provided expert analysis, telling a tremendous story on commentary. They noted the injured ribs of Rock and how Lesnar worked on them for much of the match.
Into the ribs, the injured ribs of The Rock again! The injured ribs. The Rock will do anything to keep the title. He'll never use those injured ribs as an excuse, but he's never faced a man like Lesnar before. Oh, wow!
They were good, bro,
The announcers also
telling that
mentioned how
story.
The next big thing had previously taken out Hulk Hogan using the same strategy.
Lesnar's massive arm sucking the life out of Hogan, causing internal bleeding, blood dripping from the mouth. Will The Rock suffer the same fate? It ain't just the thickness of Brock's arms, Cole. It's that great hand strength, that grip from all those years.
Yeah, bro, they were pushing Brock to the moon. I mean, literally over the moon at this point. You knew he was the next guy up, especially after this match.
Wrestling as an amateur.
The announcers highlighted the effect such an electric crowd had on the Great One, since it was a mixed reaction for the From Before, who became more intense and agitated the longer the match went.
To Nassau Coliseum. Half for the boo and half for cheering. Some like The Rock, some like Brock Lesnar. Heyman deserves every bit of it. Hallelujah, there is a God.
With Lesnar getting the win, Cole stressed how much of an impact Brock had made in such a short time, having just become the top talent in the industry in his first year on WWE programming.
And look out!
Yep.
Brock Lesnar has defeated The Rock. Brock Lesnar is champion.
Taz and Cole's performance no doubt made Heyman proud after he backed them so strongly, as Paul worked hard with the duo to help make them such a brilliant announce team. Another classic from Heyman's time as head writer on SmackDown was the clash between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit from the 2003 Royal Rumble. It was considered as one of the greatest ever title matches in WWE. Angle and Benoit had been feuding on and off throughout the previous 2 years, but now it was time to have that big, knockdown, drag-out main event championship match. Cole and Taz analyzed the similarities between the two competitors and how this truly was a perfect matchup. The announcers discussed how Chris was one of the few, if not the only talent that could match Kurt's intensity.
Yep.
No athlete in entertainment today as intense as Chris Benoit.
I think that Benoit
Jesus. That chair shot.
That's one of the 3 eyes, intensity.
Chris Benoit may be out wrestling Kurt Angle.
The bout was a joy to watch for Cole and Taz. It was a constant back and forth, submission trading, physical fight.
Who the hell has got the momentum right now?
I ain't got a clue. I'm just loving this.
Oh my gosh.
Angle and Benoit had viewers on the edge of their seats all the way through.
And this is around time Angle, he upped it up. He really did bring it in intensity, and obviously we know Chris Benoit, he was nothing but intensity. And once again, these guys on commentary, they know these guys so well on the show. Like you could tell which show was really more about the graps. Not to say that Raw didn't have the wrestling. I think SmackDown was really more about the wrestlers, showing their wrestling capabilities, and you saw the commentary expound on that. So especially Taz knowledge, obviously coming from ECW, being a wrestler himself, Taz knowledge on what was going on was really spot on. Not to say Jerry the King Lawler, he was a wrestler as well, but he was more of the comic relief. He would have the one-liners that would sometimes hit, sometimes not. That was his role, color commentary. He wouldn't really he would talk about the moves and stuff, but JR would be the one to talk about the moves, to talk about the impact of the moves and the story behind these wrestlers. So, they had their dynamics for each show.
Taz lauded the thrilling technical contest, praise that was all the more relevant given the disgrace of a match that went on before between Raw's Triple H and Scott Steiner.
Man, this is awesome. Two men trying to out-wrestle each other straight up. No outside interference, no shenanigans, tomfoolery. 2 guys going at it.
Cole even took the opportunity to stress how this type of action between Angle and Benoit could only be seen on SmackDown, and certainly not Raw, which was so bad at the time that the poor quality of the show was actually incorporated into their storylines.
And the only place you can see these 2 athletes is on SmackDown.
As we reached the end, Taz put over the 5-star bout that was being contested.
I've been in some matches in my day, some battles, and I've witnessed a lot of them. I don't remember one this good.
Angle retained thanks to a grapevine ankle lock.
Benoit is in no man's land. And Benoit taps out.
This was one of those rare matches that got a standing ovation from the audience and the announcers.
Outstanding contest. Crowd applaud.
The custody battle over Dominic between his fathers Rey Mysterio
Iconic
and
one
Guerrero
right here.
is one of the best stories.
And what's crazy is Dominic he's on top right now. Who would have thought little Dominic from this moment, from this match, will be where he is now, on top of the world, man. Love to see it.
Ever told on SmackDown. Each week it got more and more shocking, as Eddie revealed Dom was his biological son, after Guerrero was furious over losing 6 straight matches to Rey. This set up a ladder match at SummerSlam 2005, where the winner would receive custody of Dominic. Taz sometimes sympathized with the heels, but even he was pulling for Rey due to Eddie's heinous manipulating behavior during the build.
He wants to ruin Rey Mysterio's family because Eddie Guerrero cannot get over the fact that he cannot beat Rey Mysterio.
Meanwhile, Cole shared some information from his personal life that really hit home given the nature of Mysterio and Guerrero's feud over Dominic.
I adopted both of my boys. Both of my boys I adopted. I understand what Rey Mysterio is going through.
With Dom watching on, Cole and Taz put over how traumatic
So
the
good,
experience this was for the youngster.
Oh my God! Oh!
Rey hits that ladder. Dominic loses his breath. You can see Dominic suffering through everything that Rey Mysterio is going through.
But at the same time, the announcers sold the brutality of the match and how far Rey was willing to go for his son.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio leaving it all in the ring, and that's what he's got to do.
He's doing it for his son.
You're damn right he
That's
is.
why Rey's doing this. For the love of that little 8-year-old boy.
It was a happy ending, as the commentators rejoiced when Rey got the win thanks to the help from Eddie's wife, Vicky.
Come on, Rey! Yes! Yes! Rey Mysterio has his son back!
This may be a reason why Cole goes so hard on Dominic.
I mean, it is kind of funny when you think about that. Boys was really battling over custody over a kid. Like that was a match But guess what? It's wrestling, and it was entertaining. And I like the point he's about to make, like why he goes so in on Dominic, because he was there for that. It's long-term booking, if you would say so.
In today's day and age.
You gotta be kidding me!
You guys let this kid get out of control.
This kid is an absolute piece of shit! Shut your mouth, Michael Cole!
The Big Show and Brock Lesnar's match from the June 12, 2003 episode of SmackDown features one of the craziest possible endings to a wrestling show, which is further enhanced thanks to the hyped-up commentary from Cole and Taz. The match itself was brief but hard-hitting.
Beat him down a little bit, soften him up. That's how you win a match, then get him in the ring.
Oh my God!
So
Jesus!
It's the finish we all remember. Show attempted a chokeslam from the top rope, but was cut off and superplexed. This caused the ring to break as the crowd and commentators went absolutely nuts.
Classic, bro. Oh my God!
This was
That's
the first
so
and
tough.
by far the best time the ring was destroyed like this in WWE.
Yep. It will never come close to this moment, only because it was the first time they really did something like this, and they did it on a SmackDown, bro. This was no pay-per-view. This was no special event. They did it on a SmackDown, bro. This will always stand the test of time. This was so cool, bro. So fucking cool.
The ring just imploded!
It made for such an epic and iconic moment.
Oh my God! Trainers, EMTs, referees down.
The Undertaker vs. Kurt Angle from No Way Out 2006 was a match of the year WrestleMania main event level classic. Given the performers involved and their
once again, Kurt Angle in this period, he just couldn't be stopped. This man was cooking. Cooking, bro.
You're on the blue brand. This was indeed a SmackDown dream match on pay-per-view. Before the bell, Cole noted how both men were at the top of their game.
The champion Angle, perhaps the best pure wrestler ever. The Undertaker, perhaps the best pure striker ever.
Angle completely dissected the ankle of the Phenom, which gained plaudits from Taz, who was key in breaking down the psychology of Kurt's strategy, while also providing insight on the holes being applied.
This is a disadvantage for the Undertaker to have such long legs. The man's got gigantic long legs. There's so much room for Kurt Angle to put different leg locks and submissions on.
Yep.
The bout was comparable to the show-stealing WrestleMania streak matches Taker would go on to have over the course of the next 6 years. It was so good, Cole even whipped out his trademark "Oh my" catchphrase twice in the same sentence.
Yep.
The contest had Cole and Taz up out of their seats as Kurt had an answer for all of Taker's big moves.
Here we go!
Right here. Into the ankle lock.
Each time the Phenom went for one of his signature maneuvers, they would be countered into an ankle lock.
Gonna choke him out. That's all it is.
Yep.
Roll through the ankle lock again. Unbelievable spin.
Angle was a man possessed, relentless in targeting the ankle and trying to make Taker tap out.
Going to the last ride. Kurt Angle in trouble.
Another one. Another counter. Yep.
He's got that ankle again. The ankle lock again. This guy's unbelievable. Ankle stunned.
Yep.
Watch your ankle. Again a counter. Look, again a counter.
The announcers hailed this as the greatest
So
SmackDown branded main
good,
event of all
dog.
time.
This battle is one for the ages.
What did he say?
Get a counter.
The announcers hailed this as the greatest SmackDown branded main event of all time.
This battle is one for the ages, Cole. We knew it. We knew it.
It's going to be the greatest main event in SmackDown history.
The finish was similar to the only previous time Kurt had made Taker tap out back in 2002.
Taker trying to gain some leverage. Wait a minute.
Tapped out.
I think the Undertaker just pinned Kurt Angle.
Angle countered the triangle choke into a pinning predicament. Fans weren't sure who won until referee Nick Patrick announced his official decision.
And still, World Heavyweight Champion, Kurt Angle. Oh my!
Taker was pissed, but the match was outstanding, and great
Classic.
hands by Cole and Taz at the announce desk. John Cena and JBL's feud in 2005 was set to end in the most brutal of ways, courtesy of an I Quit match at Judgment Day.
I
It was
remember
John's
this.
final big match before heading to Raw.
Hey, I miss those type of branded pay-per-views, man, like Judgment Day, No Way Out. Man, I miss those type of pay-per-views, especially with the staging, the unique stages. I wish they would go back to that. They have the money to do that, but they probably won't, so
He'd officially be the top guy in the industry, so this was Taz and Cole's last chance to put Cena over strong, in what just so happened to be John's most violent and challenging battle to date. The announcers mentioned that since JBL was more suited to a brawling style, it was clever for John to wear him down in the beginning, instead of coming out swinging.
Taz, do you think this type of matchup benefits the brawl JBL more than it does the champion?
Absolutely, I do. I mean, John Cena, to his credit, is a ground and pound guy, but JBL, he's the consummate brawler.
The slow start built to the barbaric violence that followed.
He's going against what I thought he would do, and he's taking the man down with a headlock takedown.
No matter how you do it, you gotta wear him down so he doesn't have anything left and he has to say, I quit.
With Cena badly busted open, Taz urged John to quit, but Cole highlighted Cena's support from the fans and the importance of keeping the WWE title.
Just quit, man.
These great fans don't want Cena to quit.
Well, there's always tomorrow, man. You get a rematch or something.
But this is what the title means to John Cena.
The foundations of John's never give up.
And this is right around the time where fans were pretty over, well, not over, but they were in great support of John Cena at this point. Like, he was over with the fans at this point.
Were laid in this match, but this was the night he gained a tougher and more physical edge to his character.
Oh my God!
JBL quit after Cena was about to destroy Bradshaw with a large
This was such a bloody
due to the
match.
vicious nature of the stipulation and story being told, Cena hit him with it anyway.
I quit! I quit! He just gave his soul to John Cena! Oh my God, no! And for good measure!
Cole closed things out with a great call, as Cena had conquered the wrestling god.
We learned tonight that the wrestling god JBL is indeed mortal!
After an explosive first few months in WWE, Rey Mysterio began to have a torrid time. In storyline, he was screwed out of the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania 19, and he'd been manhandled by super heavyweights. Mysterio also suffered two major injuries during this period. For Rey, it was all riding on the June 5th, 2003 edition of SmackDown, where he got his rematch for Matt Hardy's Cruiserweight Championship in the show's main event. Mysterio was just 90 minutes away from his home in San Diego, and his family were in the front row.
You think his family knows what he looks like? He never takes that mask off. You are a fool. I'm not a fool. I'm trying to have a little fun for God's sake.
Bro, he said, does his family ever know what he looks like? Because he never takes that mask off.
Put it all into perspective. Rey had already found success elsewhere, but victory here would be his greatest achievement thus far.
Mysterio's already in the class of the great cruiserweights. Cruiserweights like the great Sasuke, Dean Malenko,
Jushin Thunder Liger, and even Tiger Mask.
But Rey Mysterio told me earlier today that if he wins this title here tonight, it will be the crowning moment in an already shining career for Rey Mysterio.
Cole
And
also detailed the recent troubles Mysterio had endured.
And I love the fact that they would bring up, a person's history and their struggles and their upbringing. That's what you should do. Once again, the commentators are there to commentate what happens in the ring, but they're also there to get people over from the people that are listening and watching at home. And I think Taz and Michael Cole did a great job of doing that for SmackDown. Because, once again, management may have viewed SmackDown as the B show, but us fans, we saw them as guys that probably wasn't going to get over on Raw because they weren't going to have enough time. Put them on SmackDown, and they started making a name for themselves. And I'm not talking about like the legends like the Undertaker and Kurt Angle. I'm talking about the people that were trying to make a name for themselves, like Rey Mysterio at this time.
Think about the obstacles that Rey Mysterio's had overcome to get to this point. Mysterio lost to Matt Hardy at WrestleMania when Matt Hardy used the ropes to pick up the victory. Mysterio strapped to that
Jesus
like a baseball bat, whipping Mysterio into a steel post.
It was an excellent match where Hardy targeted the previously injured groin of Rey. Mysterio, however, was willed on by the Anaheim crowd.
Heads up, Rey Mysterio! A springboard senton! This could be the turning point of the matchup!
Just listen to the reaction of this epic near fall.
Jeez.
Then from nowhere, Rey sensationally got the roll-up victory to win his first Cruiserweight title in WWE.
Watch for the twist of fate. Look at Mysterio.
Yep. Listen to that pop, bro.
It was a joyous, feel-good ending as Mysterio celebrated with his little boy Dominic.
It's been a night of emotions, a night of homecomings, a night of triumph.
After failing to break The Undertaker's WrestleMania undefeated streak in 2005, Randy Orton scored 2 big wins against...
This was a good feud, too. This was a great way to get Randy Orton to that next level. They had a great feud with each other. I mean, this was perfect. Perfect way to get someone young and new over as someone to pay attention to.
It's the Phenom on pay-per-view. Their feud was set to end at Armageddon in Taker's speciality, Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
The silhouette of the cell off the forehead of the Undertaker.
Defeating Undertaker in this stipulation would make Orton the true legend killer. Cole and Taz did a fantastic job relaying the story and bad blood between Orton and Taker.
Just imagine if you're Cowboy Bob Orton, you gotta sit here and watch your son be put through hell, but Orton deserves it, man.
Well, you know what? Maybe Cowboy Bob Orton and Randy should have thought about it when they were setting a casket on fire with the Undertaker inside.
Bro, they were trying to kill this motherfucker for real.
And exploded. He's in trouble.
Payback is hell.
The wrestlers battled each other from pillar to post in a superb encounter. Everyone involved in the action bled, including Cowboy Bob and referee Nick Patrick, who both ate right hands from Taker, and with each of them down, Orton forced an iconic kick out from the Phenom.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Feeding up the crowd, Taker nailed a tombstone to score the win and close out a barn burner of a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
The end is near, I'm telling you.
The end is here.
Hey, Randy sold that shit. Look at the sell from Randy. Bro, him started flopping like a fish out of water. Look at this. Oh.
Seeing Bob Orton and Nick Patrick get caught in the bloody crossfire really put over the dangers of the cell, as did Cole and Taz, who were on top form for this one.
Randy Orton, just another victim to the dead man.
An awe-inspiring sight.
Kurt Angle vs Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 19 is infamous for the botch.
Classic,
We
too.
remember Taz yelling, "Oh my god," as Lesnar came down on his head.
Woo. Oh my god.
But Angle and Lesnar's clash a few months later at SummerSlam 2003 was an even better match.
Well, here comes the pain.
Kurt dismantled Brock's ankle, which the challenger sold to perfection.
Yeah.
Kurt had recently returned from a neck injury, while Brock had now become a sickening heel. And
Yep.
because of Lesnar's recent actions, Cole wanted him to lose, which was quite entertaining to hear on commentary.
There it is. The ankle lock is locked in. Brock Lesnar broke Zach Gowen's leg.
Cole was then delighted to see Brock tap out in a match where Lesnar's ankle was pretty much hanging off by the end.
Brock Lesnar deserved everything he got that matchup here tonight.
Kurt also beat the hell out of McMahon, which Cole also enjoyed since Vince was trying to help Brock win.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday, Vince.
To get some help home from Mr. McMahon.
Who cares?
I can't sign my check, damn, I can't.
Like, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to watch our
He said, I care because he signs the checks. Hey, man, this was a video I appreciate. I'm glad Wrestling Flashbacks actually made this video because he did make one, you know, with JR and Jerry Lawler or the King as well. So I'm glad he put a spotlight on the SmackDown commentary with Taz and Michael Cole because they deserved it. So, hey, comment down below. Let me know some other wrestling-related videos y'all want me to check out. I definitely will. Appreciate all the love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. See you on the next one. Peace.